Welcome back to Podcast Recovery, everyone. We are your hosts, David O.
And Eric T.
And today we are doing part 4 of our 32 principles. You have part 4. This is going to go all the way to a part 8. So, keep checking in and following us on our principles because, not everything is just the big book or the NA basic text. There are tons of tools out there, and this is one that one of our readers sent to us, so we are doing a review of it. And so far,
Principles Before Recovery.
So far, we're 12 in. I think we have 9. We have 9 thumbs up.
Oh, I haven't been keeping track of that.
I have mentally. I'm not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure out of 12, we have 9 thumbs up. One we just was a wash. Yeah. We were like, we kind of see what he's going for. And then the other 2 were, not for us. But that doesn't mean they're not for you. So, check this out. I'm sure it's very cheap on Amazon. 32 Principles of Recovery by Rick McNeil, one of our former guests.
Yes,
and,
probably.
Yep. And he sent us a note and another book. So, pretty cool.
Nice.
Pretty cool. So we are moving on since this is number 4, and we're doing 4 principles per episode. We're up to principle 13, and we have not gone through these, so this is totally walking into the unknown. All right, principle 13. Resentments are an unnecessary weight and will always undermine your recovery.
I agree with that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And this is... I'll read this whole thing, because that's the whole chapter. Boop, right there. That's it. One paragraph, so I'll read the whole thing for us. The weight of resentment will cause you to falter and slow down your recovery. It is much easier to blame something or someone else rather than to forgive. However, if one is to stay sober, they must be freed from the bondage of resentments. Holding on to them will only eat away at your soul and sap away your strength to survive. Accountability plays an important role in helping you to deal with unresolved hurts and find a way to heal. Be courageous enough to let go and keep your recovery moving forward. Perfect. In some of the previous principles, he was way too wordy, succinct, clear message. Absolutely. I love this. I mean, how many steps in the 12 steps are devoted towards resentments? 4, 5,
10. 4,
5, 8, 9, 10?
I wouldn't say 8 and 9 are necessarily based on resentments, but I'd say 10.
It's a part of it for sure.
Well, you could say that 6 and 7 are a part of it then too, because that's where you define your defects and assets within step 4, and then you work on them within step 6.
Okay, so we'll do a hard 3 and a soft 4. Yeah. I think that's
steps
fair.
3 through 7.
Yeah,
4 through 7.
Steps
4 through 10.
Steps 4 through 10 are very much resentment based, because you can have a resentment against yourself.
Well, yeah, you do have resentment. Like they say that.
Yeah,
you always include yourself in the 4th step.
Yeah, absolutely, because you resent yourself for I shot dope, or I smoked meth for however many years, or I drank my life away and caused this so much hurt and blah blah blah. So yeah, being able to heal against the shame, and so yeah, actually 6 and 7 are totally resentment based.
Yeah,
I was kind of soft on it when you were saying it, but now that I actually said, no, you were right.
Yeah,
you were right,
because you identify all of that within 4.
Yeah,
if you did step 4 correctly, step 6 isn't really that fucking hard. It's you've already identified your defects.
Yeah, because a resentment against yourself is literally shame and guilt.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And I'm now that I'm actually putting that out verbal. I don't know if I've ever thought and made that direct connection before. I probably had, maybe years ago.
Oh, weird. I'm recording in stereo.
Oh, dope. Is that a good thing or bad thing? I don't know. Well, we're recording in stereo, so if you guys have an audio boost or an audio deficiency, let us know. We'll go back to Doubly.
I was like, what the fuck?
Dolby. Sorry, Dolby. No.
Dolby 5.1.
That was a Spinal Tap reference. You didn't get that? No.
I did not. Does this one go to 11?
But these go to 11. Why don't you just make 10 louder and turn it up to...
This one...
But these go to 11.
Goes to 11. The saddest
Everybody
of all...
watch Spinal Tap.
The saddest of all chords is a D.
Saddest of all chords. And see, you don't just get recovery here, you get entertainment.
And what's the name of this song?
That's Lick My Love Pump. It's sort of a Mozart and a Bach piece mixed together. A mock piece, if you will.
How'd your second
Classic.
die?
Everybody, go watch Spinal Tap. It's fantastic.
Oh, it was a terrible gardening accident. The police said
it's
it's
best unsolved. Okay, we could
so
go on that
good.
tangent forever. Principle 13, dude, I'm gonna give that's back to a double thumbs up. He did it.
What? Say it again. I'm in Spinal Tap mode now.
I know, no. Back to the resentments are an unnecessary weight.
Okay,
and actually, one of my favorite quotes or like sayings about resentments is basically what a resentment is you swallowing poison, hoping that the other person will die. I love that analogy.
Okay.
Because it's true. You're literally just poisoning
Yourself.
own yourself. You're poisoning your mind, your attitude, your emotions, all because of how you feel about somebody else. So you're making yourself miserable, hoping that the other fucking person will die, and it never happens. So
I completely forgot there were 5 members to Spinal Tap.
yeah, Viv.
I'm looking at the Spinal Tap post right now. I'm like,
Yeah,
there was 5 members.
So
There's the keyboardist, is the guy.
Yeah,
right?
Viv. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, wait, can you play the bass part on the keyboard? He's like, oh yeah, I got 2 hands. He's like, I got 2 hands. I'm good. Yeah, so it's David St. Hubbins. Viv is
he's the keyboardist.
He's the keyboardist, and then you have
Nigel.
You have Nigel Tufnell, and then
you have Derek.
Derek Smalls.
Derek Smalls.
And then a slew of drummers. Stumpy Peeps. Stumpy Peeps was one of the drummers.
Oh my God, Stumpy Peeps is the
Yeah.
He's the dude from Arrested Development.
Yep.
The
Stumpy Peeps, really tall, blonde, geeky guy with glasses.
What is he in Arrested Development? He's the one who has alopecia.
He died.
Alopecia.
He spontaneously combusted. You know, what was left was just a globule on his drum seat, and
everybody died.
He actually choked on somebody else's vomit, and you can't really dust for vomit. It's a really fucking part. Okay, so Principle 13, thumbs up, Eric.
Yeah.
Yep. We get 3 thumbs up for Principle 13. So yeah, like I said, like the last Principle 13, not a winner for us. Principle 13, right back in the A game. All right, moving on. Principle 14. Ooh, this is a long one. Let's see. He gets back to long-winded. You should sit down one day and calculate how much money you have spent throughout your life thus far on frivolous, wasteful, and even harmful things. But you better keep a vomit bag nearby because you're gonna need it. I don't see the value of this.
So,
I've done it personally and like figured it out. Like,
well, it's an exercise that you do in recovery usually, like in treatment centers. Mm-hmm. When you're a gambler, those are real bad.
Oh yeah,
because we did one when I was in Seattle. That was like more dual diagnosis, and I remember because not everyone who was in that treatment center was actually there for I wasn't there for drugs. So
yeah.
But I was thrown into the drug program because I'm a drug addict.
Yeah, you're dual diagnosis.
So but everyone there, I remember the gambler was just like, holy shit, dude! Like he has hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know?
Dude, but so did we.
We did, but not in the same way.
No, not in the same way. No, ours we smoked and drank all of it. Drank all of it, which is crazy. Yeah, like, do you have a calculator handy? No. Okay.
Everyone has a calculator.
Oh, that's true.
Have a phone.
Well, mine's being used right now.
So
okay, so just assume on the low end, $20 a day for a year. How much money is that? So that's 20 times 365.
$20 a day? You think it was 20? Yeah,
I'm saying on the low end.
On the low
end.
That's a very low end. But
it's very low end, but we'll just go with that number. So to $20 a day for a year, how much money is that?
20 times. That's like $7,000.
That's like $7,000 a year. Okay. And multiply that times multiply that times 10 years. That's $70,000. It was way more than that.
Yeah,
it was way more than that. I spent $20.
It was pretty much everything I made that didn't go to gas or food went to drugs.
Yeah, drugs and alcohol, absolutely.
Yeah. That was it,
dude. How many times did it get to hundreds of dollars a day?
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, it definitely, especially when you get into harder drugs.
Yeah, so a $20 a day habit for 10 years is $70,000. You double that, and instantly you have $140,000. So that's $40 a day.
Yeah.
So $100 a day
is a lot.
Yeah, $100 a day would be what? $36,000.
36,
and then times 10 would be $365. Yeah, and that's just in 10 years. In 10 years, that's a house payment. That's paying off a house.
Yeah.
Somewhere. That's insane.
It's a lot of money, man.
It's a lot of money. Like, you don't really realize. And then one thing that kind of bugs me is then we come into recovery and we're like, oh, $1 in the basket. That's enough to counteract my karmic fuck up.
You're a little different.
I'm very different. I'm very different about that. I think I'm not saying I'm not saying you need to put $20 in the basket.
David thinks some people are stealing recovery. You know. He's one of them.
I used to. No, I believe personally that, like, when I have it, if I have the means to put $5 in the basket or $10 in the basket, because I don't carry cash that often either. Yeah. Like, but there's been numerous times where I'm like, okay, all I have is a 20. 20's
You're lucky I have cash, Jay. I actually have cash.
There you go.
I sold that drum set, so I have cash.
Oh, nice. There you go. Way to go, buddy. So, yeah, that's one of my personal amends on how I counteract all the money I gave to drug dealers and criminals throughout the world.
Yeah. I put so much money towards that one home group that I think I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
I'm good for.
I'm pretty good.
I'm good.
I'm
I think
in good
you're
shape.
probably good too. You probably don't need to give any more money to NA.
But if you think, do you think I've spent several $100,000 in NA? Fuck no.
But I don't think you have to.
No, you don't have to.
You know,
no, you don't have to. That's just it. That's my personal feeling. I'm not judging anybody else. Do what you do.
You should give at least $1 in your lifetime to.
If you can, absolutely. Like
in your lifetime,
we are self-supporting, and help us out as well.
You know, Fran Dresser was in that. It was in there too.
Yeah, I knew Fran Drescher. So is Billy Crystal and Dana Carvey.
Are they?
They're the mimes. Come on, hurry up. Come on, mime is money.
I'm not surprised by Billy Crystal being in a Rob Reiner.
No, Billy Crystal's great. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rob Reiner. You know they're doing a second one.
I know. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to do the whole money calculation thing, he's right. Have a vomit bag nearby. You're gonna need it because it can make you sick.
Yes.
So I'm okay with this one. I'll give it a thumbs up because it is a valuable thing to like look at, like how you spent your life, literally.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's okay. I'll give it a 3/4. We'll give it 1 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Good principle, not fantastic.
It's fine.
Moving on. Here we go. All right. Principle 15. Those who are always asking for advice but never following it are just putting on a show in an effort to convince everyone that they want to do better. Okay, I want to read a little bit further into this.
Is this putting on a mask? Is that where
kind of like a mask of like, hey, look, I'm trying to do the right things. I mean, it's people who show up to meetings and never do a fucking thing, never do any step work or anything.
Oh, we know about them. Yeah.
We know tons of them. Brad
has done step work.
Brad has done step work. Brad is an amazing human being, and I love him.
Have you finished your steps, David?
I'm on 11.
Huh?
I'm on 11.
Okay.
I'm on 11.
Okay.
I'm on the step a year program.
How many years have you been here?
11.
Okay.
There we go. That's a step a year.
Okay.
That's a step a year. I'm just really letting him sink in.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I need to finish my step work, everyone. So, if you watch this and you get to this far, in the comments, roast me.
Yeah, David needs to do his steps. Guys.
Roast me. If
this slacker
anybody
over here has
anybody
worked
who has watched 14
twice.
minutes into this video, roast me for not finishing the steps at 11 years.
2 times, David.
Yep.
2 times.
And you've done work in smart recovery as well.
Smart, yeah. And I even did the AA way. I put the book in the microwave and I pressed start.
That's the Brad way. Okay, so so those who are asking for advice but never following it are just putting on a show in an effort to convince everyone that they want to do better. And that's actually kind of a callback to one of these other ones. I don't know. I'm going to stick with this one. But for many counselors, psychologists, social workers / case managers, life coaches, etc., the most frustrating thing that we encounter with the people we are trying to help is when some of these folks who are terrible word. Some of these people Yeah, he writes folks.
Folks.
Some of these folks who are seeking advice don't follow the advice they are given. The time and effort that we as advocates put in all goes to waste because they make little to no effort to follow the recommendations given. That's a cynical approach. It's not a waste. It's not a waste. Many times the chemically dependent will ask for advice knowing full well they have no intention of following through. That's 100% true.
That's always true.
It's not always true, but it is true. It is a truism. It's true more than often than not. If you're in active addiction and you're like, oh, what should I do? Man, you really need to like cut down on drinking. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You're right.
It is an insincere display, just hoping to convince the advisor and loved ones that they want to do better for themselves. They become very good at making excuses and can give a convincing performance of how hard they are trying. However, in the end, no significant changes were made, and the same destructive patterns continue, often blaming the advisor for not helping them find the solution of their pattern. It's very true. I mean, and it goes back to, deluded thinking, convincing yourself. Goes back to the principle of convincing yourself of a lie. Like, I'm in IOP. I went to a meeting.
Well, it's like, let's think of our former sponsees. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I can think of one of my sponsees, my former sponsees, who, like, man, he just... There was nothing I could fucking tell him.
No. And to a degree...
Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Look at your life. It's fucking, like, crumbling.
Yeah.
Like, you're about to go to jail. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we'll never be in those people's minds as to whether they actually are well-intentioned in following through on the advice they're seeking. But I totally see what he's saying. Like, a lot of times, yeah, we seek advice just as a show. And especially in active addiction, like we'll tell our family members anything they want to hear in order to get them off our back. Be like, oh, well, I went to 3 meetings this week. And it's like, did you talk to anybody? No. Did you raise your hand?
Ask me to talk to people.
Did you raise your hand and say, hey, I need help? No.
That's scary. I don't.
That's very scary.
I don't.
It's very scary.
David might be judging you guys right now if you do that.
No, absolutely not. I am not judging you at all. That is dude, even with like 10 years, there's sometimes when I have like some heavy shit to share that like I'll be sitting in the meeting knowing that I need to share. And did you ever get that? Like where your like heart starts racing and you're like,
yeah. You want to share and then like you don't want to share. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. It is very nerve-wracking. It is very difficult. But like, that you need, anybody out there, you need 30 seconds of bravery. In that moment, you just need 30 seconds of bravery to just open your mouth. Opening your mouth and just saying, I need help. That's simple.
It's hard.
It's very hard. It's very hard. Making that decision. But anybody out there who has listened this far, like those are the 3 words you need to say. You say your name and say those 3 words, and somebody there will help you.
Maybe.
Or at least try.
Sometimes.
Most likely. Dude, if somebody just said, I'm David, I need help. Thanks for letting me share. I would make a point to be like,
someone did share at your meeting actually that they needed help. Greg. Like, people did go to him afterwards.
He's a good example of this. He's a really good example.
Repeating the same fucking
of repeating the same behavior. Like, and that's it's tragic to see.
Mean,
like I've seen
my
people
wife and I had to cut him off. Mm-hmm. Which is like, it's sad.
Yeah,
but
there's how many of my sponsee brothers that I've seen, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do the step work, and then they just never do.
Yeah,
and then you hear them, and that goes back to one of the earlier principles where it's talking about like if you're not doing the work, then don't complain. And because I'm a huge proponent of that. Like, you didn't do the fucking work.
Yeah.
You didn't do, my lawn looks like shit, and I got all these flies and bugs and wild animals in my yard. And like,
who is this person?
I don't know.
Okay, what are you talking about here?
It's hyperbole, dude. Stick with me on this. And it's like, okay, you're complaining that your yard is fucked up, and it's like, well, did you mow the lawn? Did you edge? Did you do anything? Like,
okay, first off, if we're talking about somebody mowing the lawn, like they're not edging, okay? They're not.
Did you mow the lawn?
Excuse me. Did you edge your sidewalk, sir? This
no.
looks awful.
No, I was busy edging in my bedroom.
I bet you were.
That was a great reference.
I was waiting for you to go there.
I was totally. As soon as I said it, I was like, "That's
You're
not
like,
the edging I
edging,
thought." No, I totally know what edging is. But yes, don't complain about your fucking lawn being fucked up if you're not doing the maintenance on it. Period. Like nobody wants to come over to my house. Yeah, because it's a fucking shithole. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want here? And yeah, people who have been around for however many fucking years. Do the work.
Yeah.
Ask for help. Like don't be a hypocrite and don't just put on a mask too. And like I'm not judging you if you've done these things. We've all done them. That's the thing. Like you're not going to receive any judgment because we've done that shit before too. David, you need to really stop doing so much of whatever. I know. Yeah, you're right. And then I went and did more cocaine. So that's what I did.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, and now I'm sharing at a treatment center. So whoopee. Yeah. Ooh. All right, principle 16.
All right, our last one.
Our last of the episode. You cannot put a square peg in a round hole. Not with that attitude.
Is that it?
No, there's more.
Okay. I was like, I can shave that square peg.
Yeah, there's one way to skin a cat. Okay, you cannot put a square peg in a round hole. Nothing will ever change until you stop trying to do things your way.
We know how Eric feels about this.
Let me read more about this. I'm kind of confused about what he's going for here. How long will it take before you realize that your way does not work? The most obvious conclusion must be that your way doesn't work. Then there must be a better way outside of the realm of your own thinking. We can see this clearly in the first 3 steps of the 12 steps. And then it goes on to list the.
This is like AA shit, dude.
We admitted that we were powerless over drugs and alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Step 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. In step 3, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. God should not be in that sentence, but that's just me. We'll move on. These 3 steps are the foundation for all the other steps are built on. Sanity must be restored before there can be any real healing of a broken, tormented mind. These 3 steps mentioned are simple, but by all means not easy. Okay, the paragraph is good, the title is bad. Paragraph good, title bad. You cannot put a square peg in a round hole. Now, I took that in a different way, and the way I take it is a lot of these recovery programs will try and take the addict who might be a square peg, and they're trying to fit them into the round hole of AA. NA, blah, 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 this or that.
That's not what he's saying.
No. I know that's not what he's saying. That is not what he's saying. This is my interpretation of it. Okay. And sometimes you, as a person seeking recovery, need to find. Jesus, this is gonna. You need. I'm gonna say this as the best I can. You need to find the place that fits the shape you're in.
That's good.
I thought that was good. I thought that was good. That was very good.
I get what you're saying there.
Yeah. Because I was like, you need to find the right hole. That's what my brain said.
I bet you do.
I twisted.
I bet you do. You're looking for that redhead, aren't you?
Hey, yeah. So what if I? Nope. Keeping it on topic. So yeah, if you go to a NA or NA meeting, that might not be where you belong, and that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. If you're more Christian based and you hear and you want to talk about Jesus more, there is a place for you. It's called Celebrate Recovery, and it's fantastic.
My wife
and it works.
Doesn't like NA, right? She likes AA.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You can go to an AA meeting. You don't like it. You go to NA, and vice versa. They have 2 different books. So don't try and force yourself into AA if it's not fitting. If NA is the place where your shape fits, then that's where you go. And if you're more of the I don't believe in God at all, that's okay too.
Smart.
There's smart recovery for you. So don't try and force yourself into. Then that's not. I don't think that's what he was going for, but that's what I'm telling you guys. Like seek, where you're gonna fit. Like find your form of recovery, and some of it is not in a fellowship at all. Like, we've had people on here who just recover based off Twitter and just having
or ICP.
Or ICP. Yeah, we've had juggalos on here. So there's many forms of recovery. So, find the one that fits you. Now, the second part of this, nothing will change until you stop trying to do things your way. That's very true. And that's where, like, the whole insanity bit comes in. You keep trying to do the same thing. Like, cocaine's not going to get you clean. Like, heroin's not going to get you clean. Like, going to the casino is not going to keep you from gambling.
Do you know how long
Tinder
and hard I can work on cocaine to make sure everything's clean?
Oh, you'll have a clean house.
I'll be clean too.
That's
I'll
for
be
sure.
Clean too, motherfucker.
Or at least, like, partially. Like, Tinder is not going to help you from stop cheating on your wife. Dunkin' Donuts is not going to help you lose those pounds. Like, since I'm going back to the big four: gambling, sex, eating, and substances. Like,
Yummy.
If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results, and that's what he's saying with the square peg in the round hole. And,
I get it.
And
I get what he's saying.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, and I think it's a very valid part. Like, stop trying to force things. Stop, like, you can't. You're not going to force yourself into recovery by doing the same shit over and over and over again. It's just not. It's never going to happen.
No.
And you're not going to. And that goes back to one of his early principles. You need to change in order to change your life. You need to change your lifestyle. That was one of the previous principles, which you have completely forgotten.
I have. I was actually actively being like that.
You're like, was I present
Was I here?
that day? Was I that day? I think I was.
here.
I was on FanDuel. It was fine. I was checking out my promos.
I'm actually on IMDb right now, still researching Spinal Tap.
Yo, you're still on Spinal Tap? Wow.
I went into a friend
went to
dresser.
Oh wow, you went straight down to the nanny?
I
Wow.
went to the nanny. I was like, wait, how many movies has she been in? Oh wow, a lot.
Quite a
She's
bit.
Been very active. A lot
Yeah.
of nanny stuff here, though. Like, holy shit, she has like so much.
She was a
nanny
voice in
stuff.
Hotel Transylvania.
She was.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I love those movies. Those are very good.
I have
They're
only
solid.
seen the first one, I think.
The second one's really
Isn't
good
there
too.
like 4 of them now? or
I think there's
something?
4.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucking absurd.
Sandler had a lull for a while, but he's really on a comeback.
He is on a comeback.
He is on a comeback, too. And he is, dude, he's worth like $800 million.
He's worth so
His
much
net worth,
money.
he's worth so much. He's like the top 5 comedians.
You know,
of
it was a
our-
pretty
of-
good movie.
of our lives.
I was on a David Spade, Dana Carvey kick for a minute.
Okay.
The Wrong Missy was pretty good
Oh yeah,
with David Spade.
I do.
And
Yep.
that
Mhm.
whoever that woman is, because she just did like stuff where I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yep. I do know what you're talking about. All right, so that is your pop culture references for the day. You got your Spinal Tap in you. And those are our 4 principles for
Nice.
This was part 4 because we are up to 16 now. Hooray!
Yeah!
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again. Go to all of our social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube. All the good things. Check out our videos. Hopefully this will be up soon. And, again, Patreon, self-supporting. Help keep mics on. It's great. Merch. Help us. Shirts, socks, doormats, candles, all sorts of shit. Everything. Mother's Day is coming up, so hopefully you'll get her something in recovery. You get your wino wife a podcast recovery T-shirt and be like, there you go, babe. I'm not giving you any sort of subtle hints.
I think that's good.
That's a good, yeah.
Or get her a card or shirt, whatever.
Yeah, go with what you feel. Yeah, we'll get some plastic flowers on there or something. I don't know. Not gonna happen. I digress. Everybody, thank you for joining us once again. Most importantly, everybody out there,
Stay safe and stay clean.